Thank you, Madam President. Conflicts are not inevitable. They are often the result of diplomacy delayed, dialogue denied, and disputes left to fester. The first responsibility of the United Nations is not merely to respond to conflicts after they erupt, but to prevent them before they consume lives, regions, and generations. Madam President, for Pakistan, peaceful settlement of disputes is a cornerstone of our foreign policy and a solemn obligation under the UN Charter. This conviction was reflected in Security Council Resolution 2788, presented by Pakistan and adopted unanimously in July last year, which reaffirmed the centrality of Chapter 6, encouraged the effective use of mediation and good offices, and underscored the role of the United Nations, regional and sub-regional organizations in the peaceful settlement of disputes. This belief has all along guided Pakistan's diplomatic conduct. In the recent crisis in the Middle East, for example, Pakistan stood for restraint, de-escalation, and a return to diplomacy. As a friendly neighbor of Iran, a brotherly partner of the Gulf countries, and a country with long-standing ties of amity with the United States, Pakistan continues to make sincere efforts to facilitate a durable solution for regional and global peace and stability. Madam President, mediation must become the guiding principle of prevention, not an instrument of crisis management. We would like to suggest the following. First, mediation must begin early. The United Nations must invest more in early warning, quiet diplomacy, preventive engagement, the Secretary General's good offices, and the use of Chapter 6 before disputes lead to confrontation. Second, mediation must be anchored in international law, including the UN Charter. Lasting peace cannot be built on the denial of rights, including the right to self-determination, normalization of foreign occupation, aggression, and the violation of treaties. Third, mediation must address root causes, not just the symptoms. Protracted disputes that continue to endanger international peace and security must be resolved in accordance with relevant UN Security Council resolutions to deliver justice and durable peace. Fourth, United Nations mediation architecture must be strengthened. This entails the predictable and adequate funding for the mediation support unit from the regular budget. United Nations may also strengthen partnerships with regional and sub-regional organizations. Finally, mediation requires trust and political courage. In particular, the parties to a dispute must approach it not as a concession to the other side, but as a responsibility to their own people and to the cause of international peace. Madam President, the true test of our commitment to peace is not how we condemn conflicts after they break out, but how proactively we prevent them in the first place. Mediation is the bridge between confrontation and peace. It enables diplomacy to further its noble purpose, that is, to replace force with reason, silence with dialogue, and human suffering with justice. Pakistan will continue to uphold mediation at the heart of our collective efforts for peaceful settlement, conflict prevention, and resolution. I thank you.